Your microphone on?
Yeah,
Green. Oh,
got a green.
sorry.
We're ready to start the meeting of Keystone Heights Heritage Commission.
Go ahead. You do the gavel at the beginning or?
Do what?
Oh, never mind. Go for it.
There.
Official.
Okay, hello everybody, that would be you. Roll call. We've got Deirdre Murphy
Here.
and
Carrie
Carrie
Collins.
Collins,
Here.
Christine Arnold, and Helen Struggle.
Yep, Helen will be here in a few minutes, and Karen Nagel.
Yeah, Karen Nagel, have you heard from her?
I have not.
Okay.
Has anyone? No.
Okay.
She's absent.
Ready to say the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We need to vote on the, can we vote on the minutes without Helen here?
Well, before we
we
vote
have
on
a
the minutes,
quorum?
let's ask our gallery member to introduce himself. Hi.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Hi, Dan.
I
Thanks for
live in
coming.
Keystone Heights.
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
We do this normally with our gallery
Okay.
members, so usually we have more associate members.
We don't
But
have
they're
any
not here.
associate members
Yeah, maybe the
today.
weather has held them off.
Okay.
Well, welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're excited. We have, as I just mentioned, if you're interested in being an associate member, it's just a form you fill out, but you come to meetings, you help with events if you'd like to. Sometimes there's research, just different things like that. So if you're interested, we can get you the form. to
Gets
fill
you
out.
more involved without having to make that commitment full-time, you know.
Thank you.
Do you have a historic building here in the city?
Do I have what?
A historic building here in the city?
Not officially.
Okay. Okay, we'll stop grilling you.
Unofficially.
Okay. Any public comment? No, okay. Old business,
Well, I guess we can go ahead and vote then on the minutes. We
Okay.
have a quorum, so
Yeah, we have
a
a
quorum is 3 of 5, and we have the quorum. So we have the minutes from last month that I think were on email maybe at
yes,
some point.
yes, they were on email.
Okay. And does anyone want to make a motion to accept the minutes from the May meeting?
I make a motion to accept May 9th minutes.
I will second it. All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion passes unanimous.
So, Keystone Heights Directory Project, City Administrator Database. Wait, Christina's not here, so.
Right, but at one point, we had talked about creating our own database, and we found that because we were officially a city, commission, that we couldn't have our own database. It would have to all be done by the city of Keystone Heights, of which Christina was going to be working on. And at the Mother's Day event, we had a login where people could suggest that we contact them. And so there were 4 people that wanted us to contact them for future events. And so those names would need to be given to Christina then to add to our database.
Okay.
And we need to find out, how we can all access that database, as well. Yes, Christina?
I think, I'm not sure.
Oh, well, okay.
So
Well-
there'll be a new Christina, I guess.
Okay, well, we've got a lot go with it. She
So-
handles.
Tell
So-
me again,
I know that Civic Plus is working on the page. That's as much as I know as far as the website goes. They're
Okay.
working on the page, and then I guess later it will put the input in.
Okay.
That's as far as I know.
And who is working on it? I'm sorry.
Civic Plus is who hosts our website.
Okay, okay.
Civic Plus.
And then, and tell me your first name again?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, I'm sorry, Jennifer, it takes me 3 times with names. And it's Garrett on our IT. If you would be able to check into, Jennifer, also the directory and see what the status of that is at your convenience and what we need to do, if anything, to help facilitate that. So it's a free program, I think, through the county, did you say, Deirdre? And so if we can help facilitate that in any way, but just what the status is for our next meeting, that would be great. Thank you. Okay.
The appreciation reception, we haven't really gone into that at all as far as planning a date.
Yes, did we want to do the Mother's Day tour homes or talk about that anymore? The review of B, did we, on old business?
Oh,
or-
I'm sorry. Skipped that one completely.
Yeah, I just had a few comments about the Mother's Day tour of homes. We had a great event. We did have, quite a few people. I think it was about 30, 35,
Mhm.
which was a lot less than our previous Mother's Day event. And I think that what we should look at is the quantity versus, the quality versus quantity.
Mhm.
Because in the past, we had toured the 100-year-old homes, which seems to be more in favor with people coming to see those homes versus homes, in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the same draw. So I'm thinking for future that we have, when we do a tour, that we do the tour of the 100-year-old homes. It's not that we won't talk about the other properties, it's just from the tour standpoint of putting all our efforts into it, it seems that the general public wants to see the really old homes versus a 60s ranch.
Mhm.
So that was my thoughts on that.
I think, I agree with that. I think with the centennial, and I think just overall, I think people are more interested in like the homes that are close to 100 years old. I mean, I think, a lot of people, when they think, is a 50-year-old home actually historic, you'd probably get mixed responses on
Right.
that. So I agree with that.
Because we don't think we're old, so.
I'm not historic.
I don't know about you, but I'm historic. Okay. Okay, pre-appreciation reception.
So we talked about doing that in September before the the fiscal year regenerates. And about compiling a list of, obviously all the associate members and the city employees, everyone who's helped with our events, but also reaching out to other heritage commissions in the local area. So I guess we need to go about rounding up all that contact info for all the heritage commissions, in not just the big ones, but the little ones too. So,
And all those names would need to go into our database as
Yeah.
well.
and that would be, I think that's a great networking
For
connection.
future, anytime we want to contact it, should be able to just do an email to everybody.
Mhm. So,
I'm in favor of showing appreciation for our associates because without them, we really could not pull off the events that we do. We really do need them, and they're so dedicated. And, it's a volunteer situation, so I think anytime we recognize the volunteers is great.
yeah, and I think we could even, depending on the cost, we could reach out, like, we did with the events we know we're gonna do for sure next year, or like maybe make annual events, like, we could reach out to the elementary school principal, do you know what I mean? And invite her. We could reach out to these other people and entities, schools and organizations that are involved in the events we're hosting and, bring a few key people or invite a few, contact people from there as well.
And do we have a natural day in September? I don't think.
We don't have another meeting until September.
Right.
So,
We can, what does everybody's calendar look like in September? If we
Ooh.
got it. So you had the meeting on for September 19th, yeah, which is third Tuesday. So Labor Day is obviously gonna be that 4th, that Monday, so we wouldn't wanna do, and then what day of the week would we wanna do it on?
I'm gonna be out of town those first 2 weeks.
Okay, that makes it easy, so the second 2 weeks in September.
So maybe a Saturday, like the 23rd.
23rd. So let's do September 23rd and maybe.
Does that work for everybody?
Well, let's do a.
I'm possibly going to be in Washington State.
What about the 30th?
Those dates aren't firm yet. It's dependent on a baby.
Oh, okay.
So I can't really tell you.
When's she due?
She's due in September.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's tentatively put down the 23rd.
Okay.
And then have some flexibility because we still have a few months. But that will give us, if the meeting's
23rd.
Yeah, because the meeting is the 19th. And we can, finalize any details on the 19th that we need to do.
And would we be doing this over at the pavilion?
I think that's
Because
a
if so, we need to
Yeah.
check. Do you have a calendar? No?
Upfront does that, so.
Would someone be able just to check during the meeting and maybe get back to us about whether the 23rd would be available at the beach pavilion? And then that way, because we're not going to meet again after this meeting for a couple months, yeah. So, okay, all right. So tentatively the 23rd.
Okay.
At the next meeting on the 19th that we can iron out any details, but does anyone, I thought we previously talked maybe about Christine, you and Helen maybe not hosting, but coalescing and working together on getting the invitees for the different heritage commissions.
Right.
Are y'all
You
still
were going to
up?
work with Melrose. Yeah.
I went to help with them.
Oh, cool,
On
awesome.
Saturday. So they gave me Mona Moore, she was a volunteer. There we go, Saturdays for one of those, they can't get volunteers, they run shifts for them.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what,
Yeah.
different things.
Speaking of which, on the Heritage Commission previously, you had a man named Rob Blunt. He passed away.
Oh,
It was very sudden.
From Hawthorne?
No, he's right here in Keystone.
Oh, okay.
I know his wife real well, but,
I think he passed away.
For right now, it's
just,
It's available. Okay.
oh, great, that's good.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Garrett.
He
No.
got sick, he was gone in like 2 weeks. Yeah, it was very, very fast.
It's a huge run on Telegram last week.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's
Oh,
wow.
yeah, he was accomplished. I just thought I'd mention it because he was on the Heritage Commission.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
He wasn't on when I was on, but.
I don't know that I've ever met him during my away years.
So, are y'all good with working up our invite list?
Yeah.
I can help with, if y'all will work up the list, I can help facilitate with the invitation and then, we'll need decorations and food and things like that. So, I can probably work with, we can probably all work together on the decorations, but I'll facilitate the invites, getting them out and the food, like however that's gonna
Do
set.
you want to do we'll do a collective message for names for the invitation list, because we all know somebody who should be
Sure.
on it, so maybe if we just
Okay.
message a collective list
Okay.
with our different proposals.
So on that note though, look, to not hold us back because of the meetings and whatnot, Jennifer, do you happen to know what our budget is? Like how much money we have left in the account?
Not offhand.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's like 400.
It's 400?
I think somewhere in there.
Okay.
It's not that much.
Okay. So does someone want to make a motion that we have the event on tentative September 23rd, but with the date to be, flexible if we need to, but to spend up to the remainder of our budget on the event?
It's the last, what is October? Is
Yes.
the end of this week? Yeah. I'll make a motion that we spend all of our money on this event.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Okay.
Okay, unanimous. Okay, all right, great.
Okay, so the Heritage Museum.
Oh, good. So I thought the best way to approach that, because obviously we have to go to the council. Christina had sent out a list of all of the city council meetings for next month and their budget and finance. And so rather than, even though everything is open here, we discussed it last month, and there was a big article written in the paper, which I did not know about. And they basically probably took the minutes from our meeting,
Oh,
and it was in the
okay.
telegram.
I missed it too.
Yeah,
Did you
I
see it? Okay.
Yeah, so, rather than, going directly to the council, I thought that we could meet them, and as many of us could be there as possible, meet them for their budget and finance. And then that way, when we come to the council meeting, they know what we're trying to propose and everything about it. And so, what I was going to do is put together a full proposal for them, so that they would know what the cost breakdown was, where we would locate it, suggestions, of course, and all of the details that would go into putting a historic building on city property, and how we would go about getting the community involved with it to, beef it up. And the idea was that nothing is cheaper than buying one of those prefab sheds, and they can be used, and retrofitted. So putting in a small heat and air thing, like a Mitsubishi kind of thing, where we don't have ductwork, and we would need to put, an ADA compliant handicap ramp, and we would need, of course, electricity, and windows, because they come as a door, and then I went over to Melrose and went into their museum and took some pictures, and it's so cute, and it's tiny too, but they, have the ability to store everything in there. It's all heated and cooled. And my other thought was, I was thinking about where we could locate it, why not right at the park? It's already security, we have security already there, we have lighting. We could find a spot in the park close to the pavilion, where lots of people go there, and then the museum would be right there. And of course, it's more secure than any place else, because it would have, all the fencing around it. We already have surveillance and everything there, so.
There's a lot of free area around the
Right.
other side of Geneva Junction.
Right. Right, exactly.
Are you talking about when you walk to the pavilion, maybe on the left there?
Yep.
Okay.
You could even do a separate entrance, just that could be. Yeah.
And they have the ability to bring, be able to pull it in there and set it.
I know they talked about one time doing a kayak launch. So do you think there's enough room for that, and then the launch?
We'd have to look. There is a pavilion right there, like a covered
A
area.
picnic pavilion, yeah.
And so, I think there's room for both.
Okay.
Who's working on the kayak thing?
I don't know, I just heard it at a
Committee,
meeting at
yeah.
one point, so.
Thanks.
Thanks, Sam. Take care. Okay, no.
So anyway, by going to budget and finance first,
So on
we
that,
can approach them and tell them, here's our, that's what they're doing, they're gonna be working on their budget. And then we can give them the whole proposal, and I'll make copies for everyone on the council.
Did you get that the meeting was rescheduled?
It's just been rescheduled.
Yeah.
I found out this morning.
Thursday at 3.
I'm gonna go do the one in July,
Oh, I'm going to this one this week.
but the budget and finance.
I was going today. It was supposed to be today at 2. It's been rescheduled to Thursday at 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, I wasn't necessarily gonna talk about that, but
Right.
I'm gonna go just for other reasons. But if that comes up, I can give input on it.
Yeah, I would rather give them everything
That's
at
right,
once
that's right.
than piecemeal it.
Okay.
Because then, if it's out of context
Yes.
and they don't have the full picture, you can easily have them saying, no, we're not giving you a budget increase. Because that's basically what we're asking for, a one-time budget increase,
Mhm.
to be able to make the initial purchase. And I think we'll have more success if we can have kind of all of our ducks in a row and say, we've thought through all of this. And, you know, here's hopefully the answers to any of your questions, and then they can come back to us. And at that point, when we go back to, when we present it formally at the council meeting and ask for the increase, then it's not a shock, you know, it's not, they're not getting hit with that
Right.
right then. They had a month to think about it and
Yeah.
discuss it.
All the questions have been answered.
Right.
Okay. All right. Sounds
Okay, let's see. Update on the resign and review for CRA business grant? I didn't
So
understand.
I went to, I met again with some of the other business owners. And then I met with the council to discuss with them at the CRA meeting some of the changes that were requested to be made. So you probably have noticed that the village doctors, they got theirs completed, it looks great. That the Hatch Realty has been all painted and theirs looks really good. And then on the barber shop and that whole strip right there, they're gonna be working on getting that all updated. And they came with a few changes that they wanted to make with regards to the fencing in the back. They wanted to change that to wood. And again, then I went to the council, or the CRA, and made all these suggestions, and then they approved it. One thing I did notice, and I told the council, of course, it's not our doing. We just say whether we approve the colors, but that Elise, she went off the rails with the colors. She just picked her own color. After she came to us and said, we want to use these colors, and we approved that. And I went back to the CRA and said, you know, it's up to you, but it's now baby blue. And
Is that the color it was before?
no, it was green.
It was cream?
Green.
Green is like a mint.
Green and cream, and it was a historic color. This is not. So she, you know, the thing with the grant money is that they can do whatever they want. It's just that if they wanted to get matching funds from the city, they needed to come to the Heritage Commission and we would approve the colors because we're trying to stay within a historic palette. And they came with the colors and we approved those colors and then they changed it, and you can't do that. So it's really up to the city council or the CRA to decide what they need to do. I just reported it. The locker room. And it looks real cute. I mean, I think it looks real cute. It's
Well-
just baby blue.
It matches, I noticed, it matches the tin on the building next to it, on the, what is that, Atlantic Logistics or
Right.
something. They redid their roof thing and it's, the tin color is blue like that and it matches that. So,
But they weren't getting grant money.
yeah, so,
We don't have any.
no, I just, has anyone spoken with her to ask her?
it wouldn't be up to us.
Yeah.
You know, as our,
I mean,
as our commission, that would be the CRA.
Okay.
Because they're the ones that are bringing the money, you know. So the CRA, one of the commissioners would need to, or council people rather, would need to go and talk with her.
Well, I mean, because it could be a mistake, like it could be that she, you know, said this color and then they painted it, you know, they got the wrong color. I mean, I'm just saying there could be, you know, a reason behind it that's not
Right.
intentional.
Correct.
Yeah.
But, you know, if someone was painting a building and it was the wrong color, you would say, stop. Go get the right color. I didn't want my house painted pink. You know,
Yeah.
so that's,
I don't know, yeah.
but it's not up
What's
to
up there?
us,
Yeah.
you know, thank goodness. So that's where we sit on that.
Okay. Sunshine, I have not been able to get together with Steve on this one, so I'm gonna have to table this till the next. You weren't here for the last, we're talking about Sunshine Law and making sure that we're all updated with that.
Well, because we have a new member and they need to have at least gone through either the class or, you know, had, you know, all of the information regarding Sunshine Law. So,
Yeah, I remember we talked about it because you'd been to something at the county where they gave a full presentation and then it was whether, and so maybe we need to check on this, whether, I think the question came up, the city attorney could give a tutorial or, you know, what I mean, something like that, or, I know there is a drafted sheet of paper they mentioned in the binder that we'd all received.
I never got a binder.
Okay.
I'm flying blind.
I never heard of anybody. I mean,
Okay, the status on the shirt, I guess that would be,
Christina.
yeah,
She said that she already has it.
Okay, great.
okay.
Great. Yeah, she wore it to something, I think.
Oh,
I thought so.
She wore
Yeah,
her
I thought I
shirt
saw
to.
it.
have you, anybody heard from her? Or, like, is there a reason why she didn't come today?
No, I mean, she was at the last meeting when we set the date.
Yeah. Let's see, the status on the plaque for the church.
That's a Christina.
Yeah.
But it's been ordered.
Okay, great. Great,
All
great,
right.
great.
So new business, future projects, 23, 24. The museum would be one.
That would be the.
Well, are you just, whenever you present for the museum, are you gonna present our whole budget?
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes
I-
sense, right?
yeah, like the whole thing, exactly.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have?
And I would really appreciate if we could have as many council, you know, and many Heritage Commission people at that time there for support.
You're talking about July next year.
July this year, for the budget.
Oh,
finance
this year,
meeting.
okay.
Yeah,
Do you know
Okay.
what that date is? Do you know what that date is?
no, I don't offhand.
Jennifer, do you by chance know the date for, so the budget and finance meeting is Thursday for June, but for July, when the next budget and
I
finance
want to say
meeting
it was
is?
like the 28th or something.
Do you have a calendar that you can access?
I don't know here.
Okay.
I can find out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you need to,
So what, if we can find that date out, then we can calendar plan and maybe send an email out for the associate members as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but so you're gonna present our entire budget then when you do for the historic museum?
Yeah.
And that includes the events?
Well, I'm thinking that we could have a tour of homes again, and then we'll have the student event again.
Uh-huh.
And that would be, we already kind of know the cost of what those two items are. And then with regards to the museum, I'm just asking the council really for the money to just purchase the building and have it set there. And then the idea, I'm thinking, unless they're going to be super generous and give us a lot more money, which, you know, they might, but I'm thinking what might be a great way to get the community involved is to go to like Mike Birdie and go, hey, you want to put the AC in for us? Yay! Do you know? And if that's even okay,
Right.
like, you know, and, you know, have Sam do whatever, and have, you know, all of the people that we know would be more likely to give up their time. Somebody that is a general contractor that can, you know, put the ramp in and that kind of thing.
Well,
you know.
maybe when, you know how they did Geneva Jungle and they did the different bricks or
Right.
blocks or grit, I mean, maybe
Right.
there's a way to quid pro quo that out where if you're donating services or money or whatnot.
I have that actually in the proposal,
Okay.
that we would have something on the face of the building to say, you know, here are the volunteers that gave their time and services for these things, and then just have a list of all those people.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have to run that through legal, you know, of course.
Right,
but-
right, yeah. And I mean, right down to, hey, having a ribbon cutting ceremony with the city council, cutting, the mayor cutting the, you know, the whole, everybody's gonna get involved.
The community really stepped up for Geneva Jungle. It was so
Yeah.
nice to see when they did that. I think they'll do it again.
Yeah. So,
But on top of those events, I know we talked about also working toward Christmas of 2024 of doing inside
Right.
the home. So we kind of need to build in that because we might be needing to do prep for that to the budget. And then I think there were some wreaths, a few business wreaths that needed,
rehabbed,
yeah. So just we need some buffer,
So-
you know, and
So.
And then in money also for like, if we do set up a booth or a table at Spring Fling, or, you know what I mean, like to do a banner, or, you know, another banner, or if we want pamphlets, or, I mean, we just need a little buffer money for kind of spontaneous projects as well.
Right.
Yesteryears, I think we're gonna try to do yesteryears next year.
Right.
Yes.
But that doesn't really take anything. You just go and set up a table.
Right, right. But, I mean, and it doesn't really come out of our budget for Christina to, you know, print out more, they don't really take that out of our budget. Flyers and things like that, so.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, you know, like to have a designated table, or, you know what I mean, like things like that. Just, there's always miscellaneous stuff
Oh,
that,
yeah.
you know, for the field trip, to give the kids for the
Oh,
bags, and,
Right.
you know, so there's just always. Okay, sounds good though.
Okay, let's see.
And I think when we do the tour, I thought we could do two. One for 2024, where it's inside the homes, and then another one maybe Christmas of 2025, because that is our centennial. That'll be the end of our centennial year, and we could really do it up if we did a whole Christmas.
I think though the natural, I mean, I was thinking when we did inside to do it Christmas in 2024.
Okay.
Just because I think when you get to the end of the centennial year in 2025 at Christmas, I think everyone's like gonna be kind of over it, you know, because I think they're gonna do the big kickoff New Year's
Right.
Eve thing at 2024 as well.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. I think
I
it would be
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think it's better, 2024.
yeah to do inside at Christmas.
Okay.
And I know we just have to find the date because you talked about the Christmas parade probably wasn't the best day.
That's not a good day.
Okay, so do a different date from the Christmas parade.
Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe the first week in December might be, because the Christmas parade is what, the second Saturday? It's the first Saturday? Well, let's look at the calendar. First Saturday, so.
I mean, unless we did it like the
Fourth of July, so it's the first Saturday.
The 4th for the next 3 years is gonna be on the 4th. Yeah, because the fireworks contract was signed. And then it might, and so.
Okay, December 2nd is the first Saturday, so we could do it maybe December 9th.
Or we could do it Friday the 1st. I mean, maybe we did it the night before.
Oh, wait a minute. We're talking 2024, right?
2024.
Yeah, you gotta get to the right year. 24th or 24th.
I think on a Friday though, a lot of people are working.
You've
They
got,
really couldn't, that won't be a good time. I mean,
That would be
I'm
the
thinking of
14th.
my own schedule because I know my house is gonna probably be on it. And,
yeah,
you know, I'd rather do it on a weekend. We could do it on a Sunday afternoon. Might be good.
Narrows, that's on Sunday.
we don't want to do it on the same day, or do we?
We don't wanna do it on the same day, but
Well, I
they,
know, I'm just saying.
We need to find out when theirs
That's
is.
what I'm
Yeah, if it's on a Sunday afternoon in December, then we need to find out when theirs
yeah,
is gonna
that's a
be.
good idea. We need to find out.
Because for 2024, you've got so the parade will be on the 7th, which is the first Saturday.
Oh,
And then,
we could do it December 1st in the afternoon, and that's actually probably Thanksgiving Day weekend. So a lot of people set up Christmas on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
and the
I'm
fact,
on the wrong year.
And the fact that
yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not the 9th.
I'm on the wrong year. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta go to
Yeah.
2024, because we're talking way ahead.
Yeah,
Um,
okay, the first.
Yeah,
is-
that's Thanksgiving Day weekend.
Yeah, but a lot of people travel and,
Right.
you know, they're gonna be
That makes
out of
it-
town that weekend.
That makes it crazy. That, yeah.
I know my Thanksgiving Day weekend is nuts, and I'm
Okay.
rarely in town.
Okay.
How about
The 14th is, because if the parade is on the 7th, which is the first Saturday,
We could do it the 8th,
The-
Sunday afternoon.
how about the 8th?
8th is fine with me.
Okay.
That gives me, like I said, I get set up for, let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah, 2024, this is way ahead.
And if we do it and notify Melrose, let them know, maybe they'll
So-
pick a different day, you know.
We do here. 20.
And honestly, like the people coming to ours are gonna be different. Some people might come out.
Let's see, the 8th. So, okay.
Okay. That's 2024.
Yeah, 20, yeah, this one is, I gotta put all my circles. Take this home and stick it in my calendar.
Afternoon toward, early evening, right? So that we can do little candles and things
Oh,
like
that would be nice, yeah.
I don't know what time.
Because it gets dark.
It'll be dark at
Oh,
6.
we had talked about
If we
getting
start
Christmas
at
carolers
4.
too,
Right.
for that.
You know, we start at
And,
4.
and they kind of, they do that in the evening.
4 to 7.
Let's see.
Well, we don't want it to be dark because then you have more liability issues
Yeah.
with people tripping or falling or
Well, and we
whatever.
wanted to
It has
have the
be
thing at the
big.
pavilion beforehand,
Right.
some, you know,
Right.
and.
So it needs to start, I think, like by 2 and end by 5. So it's
Well,
dark at 5.
Yeah, in December, it's gonna be dark early.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe 1 o'clock it starts.
So what are we gonna do at the pavilion beforehand?
We were
Well,
talking about getting Christmas carolers down there
Oh,
and just
okay.
doing a kind of handing out
Christmas.
brochures
Kind of like having a
and.
headquarters hub, like,
Yeah.
like we did for Mother's Day.
Right.
Okay. Because most people could roll straight from church and lunch, you know,
Yeah.
roll down.
Yeah, just come right after.
Could have
Pick up
cake,
their
no.
flyer,
Yeah,
know that the homes are,
make it like an afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
All right. So,
How many hours did we do for Mother's Day?
It was like 10 to 1, I
Okay,
think.
so if we did 2 to 5 then, so 3 hours, I thought that was plenty.
I think maybe 1.
this one, if they're going inside, it's
4:30.
gonna take a little while.
Well, we're gonna have less homes too.
Yeah.
But I think everybody needs to be out by 4:30 because it just can't be dark.
Okay,
I mean,
so do you want to say 1 to 4?
that's fine.
Okay. I mean, we want everyone to be done by 4, but the reality.
And how many
is-
homes do you think we should have on there? Obviously, Nina's, and then the house across the street from Nina's, he'll do it, Eddie, I think his name is. And then,
You want to do it?
I'll do mine,
I'll do
Okay.
mine.
Okay.
And you,
and you can do your.
Okay, that gives us 5. I think
Right.
that's
Yeah.
plenty.
And
Okay.
it's right, everything is right on the same, 3 are together and then 2 are together.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some. Okay. Ask her.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah.
How is she doing?
yeah, I haven't seen her much lately.
Yeah. It might be a little too much for her.
I'll just, yeah, she probably would like to be asked.
Okay.
And we'll need all the associates
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
this.
All hands on deck. But it's over a year out, so.
Oh, yeah.
But having a plan is good.
Mhm. All right.
We are organized.
Well, let's see. Archiving and creating inventory. We need to schedule with the city time to get in here into the cupboard. Jennifer? So we need to schedule, we probably need about 3 hours to be able to get in, all the historic documents are in here, and we need to do an inventory. So,
I'll get with Lynn and just see what would be a good time.
yeah, just, sometime, I don't,
We can make it a workshop.
yeah, it needs, well, do our workshops need to be televised and all that kind of
They
stuff?
don't need to be
Yeah,
televised,
we
but
need
they
this-
do need to be open to the public.
Yeah, but that's just it. We don't want everyone handling this stuff. First off, they're the really old documents, you really need linen gloves.
Well, no one gets to handle anything.
Right.
Except us.
Yeah.
But they can sit here
Yes.
and watch us. That's
Yeah.
the idea.
I want to
No one will
document the
come. No one's here
types. We need to document the
Oh my
numbers
God, you're
and
left.
types of
It was so
documents.
exciting they left.
And once we get an inventory of what's there, then I can get together with Vichy. She made such sense out of that big pile of stuff she had over there. I'd like to just tap into some of that experience with what to do here, because, there are some, what would seem to be useless documents, but we're responsible for storing them.
And I don't think I have it in this binder, it's probably in my clay commission binder. I do have a whole pamphlet on how to handle documents. So
But we
we
want to
can make sure that everybody has a copy of that.
And then we need to set aside, what we want for the museum.
Right.
That needs to be separated out, the things, and like I said, we still have to archive the stuff that nobody really needs to want to look at.
Okay.
And that still has to be kept, because it's just our responsibility, but the other stuff needs to be taken out, and we just really need an inventory.
Well, do y'all want to make the September, do the workshop with the September?
September
Like
meeting?
maybe do it back to back like we've done before with,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We're already here.
Right.
Okay.
Just dress appropriately.
Yeah, and maybe, so just add an additional hour on the back side of the meeting.
Okay, so do we need to make a motion to do a workshop?
I think so.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
make a motion that we do the workshop on September 19th after our Heritage Commission meeting 2023 to archive and create an inventory of historically significant items.
Right.
And
I'll
also
second.
invite Vichy.
Okay,
Does someone want a second?
I did.
Oh, sorry.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye. It's unanimous.
Unanimous.
Okay, so,
September 19th.
and even if she can't make it there, just the inventory itself will be good.
Okay.
But from what I remember, I don't know how much has been added since I went through the initial batch. And it's extremely incomplete because apparently a lot of them were stored in the attic and there was a roof leak, and so we lost a bunch. And so it's there's some really cool things like the original Keystone Cup badges, things like, and that's what I'm saying, those little things can walk, because I have a standing alert on eBay for anything Keystone, and somebody's selling the Keystone Fire Department patches.
That's probably, he has a ton of that stuff.
And so that's what I'm saying, little things like that, they're always selling
That should
postcards.
be in our museum, not.
Right.
just- yeah.
And so we need to make sure that all those little tiny items are documented.
Yeah. Someone is posting on one of the social media pages photographs of the old.
On Keystone Word of Mouth, and there was a little blurb on there. One woman said she found a menu from the
She had a
the
menu.
hotel,
Yeah.
and then she gave it to Johnny from
Oh.
what's the name of that
Johnny's.
restaurant? Johnny's. She gave it to Johnny Mason. Anyway, so maybe we can ask him if he's still
And that's
got that.
part of when I talked to the council about why we need a museum,
Mhm.
is because I bet there's people on the city council that don't even understand that we have stuff in Green Cove, we have stuff here, we had stuff
At the airport.
at the airport, we had stuff behind Hitchcock's in the thing out. I mean, some of the places are not even like air conditioned.
Yeah,
And then we have the stuff across the street. I mean, it's just all over the place, and the public never sees it. Public doesn't ever go to the
Is that
Welcome
stuff still
Museum.
out there in the truck, the trailer that was out there?
No, I don't think it's in the
Oh,
trailer
good.
anymore.
Thank goodness, that was not good at all.
No, but some stuff is still has.
There was some big stuff, like doors.
Bathtubs.
Yes.
We toured that. That was kind of
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, so I mean, they need to understand the whole picture and the
Mhm.
kind of the background, you know, because some of the people on the council now really, you know, they're newer and they don't really have a good sense of how this stuff has ended up willy-nilly all over the place.
And then there's things in the community as well that people have that probably would like to donate to
Yeah.
the museum.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah, you have to-
Monopoly games, or I remember some.
Al Watson, I've been in touch with him several times, he was in Texas. Of course, his dad had a grocery store here years ago, and he said that he wants to really donate, I really was there working in college. He's got a lot of stuff, but he told me he's gonna get a place. He's 86, but he's a medical doctor, he's retired. And he said, because when somebody has to leave his kids, they're going to the street.
Right. And then the Walrat too, Mr. Walrat, when
Right.
he passed away, his son got stuff. Huntley was supposed to talk to him because I had never met him. And that was back when we first started the Heritage Commission. And then nothing ever came of that. So,
His
yeah,
His son, I think,
yeah.
is in California.
And he supposedly got an awful lot of stuff. When Al Watson was alive, I talked to him about it. He said he gave Mr. Walrat a whole bunch of stuff, and then I guess his son got it.
But you know, why would anyone want to give it to the city when they don't have a place to have it?
Right.
And that's the whole
Right.
point of the museum. And, you know, I have a Monopoly game that I definitely put in there. It's Keystone Heights version of Monopoly.
Oh, I've never seen
It's
it.
super old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it has all the businesses that were downtown.
Uh-huh.
It's
That's-
really quite,
That sounds
quite the thing.
so neat.
It is.
That sounds really cool, yeah.
Stars, he might have some stuff, because he's like myself, he's, you know, I told him that he would be able to donate.
Yeah, great. Well, yeah, we need a place to
Yeah.
hang our hat.
Mhm. Well, every other little town has one, even in our Floor Home.
Right.
Floor Home has a little museum.
I know. Like, how come Keystone doesn't?
Yeah.
Right.
There's some other done it, they used to go to church, and it was the museum, or something.
Well, even at the Welcome Center, you know, I had never seen, which ended up to be quite the hit with the fourth graders, the seal for the Keystone Inn.
Yeah.
They loved playing with that. But, you know, I had never seen that before,
Mhm.
so.
Well, get the project, gather all the stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, let's see. And is it, as far as events for next year?
Yesteryear's festival is in January usually. It's usually the coldest day of the year.
Right, and I can't do that one because it's very smoky.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
really
it's really smoky.
Because they fire all the cannons and.
I think Karen said she would be willing to do that.
And I'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's fun. There's a lot of neat things out there.
We had done it years ago and set up a table, and we got a lot of people there. But that's one thing I remember was I had to leave because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is really spooky.
Well,
Do you
I
drink-
have an allergy to smoke, to wood smoke in particular.
Would you also include in the budget the potential money for the historic homes meet and greet, like for, you know, I think this is one of Nina's ideas back when she was on about people that are plaqued and whatnot, you know, like trying to build that community
Right.
and foster, you know, those relationships. So also include that as a budget line item.
And so for, let's see, we've got
And
this.
this gathering is what we're talking about for September 23rd, this host gathering. It's the appreciation, and we're going to include that in it.
We're going to include the plaque workshop in it?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was looking at F.
Oh, okay. Okay. Deirdre's going to do that. So that's January of next year. Tour of homes.
Yeah, we're not going to do.
And we're talking about doing this one in September.
Are you on F?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in September.
September 23rd.
I've got so many notes here. I know I wrote it down. Yeah, here it is. There, 23rd. Did we decide on a time?
No, but I would say during the day, you know, maybe the afternoon or something. So if people are coming from, you know, Hawthorne, Interlochen, Fleming. I mean, we could either
Is
do
that
a
a-
lunch, we could do it like a lunch, or we could do like an afternoon kind of reception. I mean, I think if we have the funds that we could do lunch, that might be nice, you know, sit like a buffet kind of,
Yeah.
sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. I
If
don't
we're
know.
gonna do a lunch, are we stuck on Clyde's for some reason?
No,
Okay, because I was saying we could open that up to, I know Orange Blossom really would like to do some of, you know, have at least an opportunity to do
Yeah.
some of our stuff.
so maybe like we could say 11, you know, for people to get there by like 11:30ish, and someone can say a few words, and
23rd.
then eat by 12. So 11 to 1-ish,
11
depending
to
on.
1.
Yeah,
On the 23rd at the pavilion.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting this one confused. Is this the,
Is this the appreciation?
right?
Well, the
They
appreciation.
can be the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
Okay,
We're
so-
gonna invite the other heritage commissions to
Okay.
come as well. So we'll
Okay.
invite our associate members and the people we appreciate, and we'll invite Heritage Commission. You know, we're gonna do like
Right.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
And
Okay.
finish off the, you know, the remainder of the budget of what we have.
Okay, so, I don't think I know the owner of Clyde's.
It's not Peggy, is it? It's Kenny's wife.
Yeah.
Who owns Clyde's? It was her business partner who she took it over from because when she got sick. But we can get a quote from them, we could get a quote from Orange Blossom, and we can even get a quote from, you know, someone else. But-
Well, my son's a kitchen manager at Orange Blossoms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like, come on, nobody, we
Oh,
would like to
Clay?
do something. Yeah. Clay is the kitchen manager there.
Connie? Okay. So we can get a couple quotes and see, because we can also have someone different do the desserts too. Do you know what I mean? We can have
Right.
someone do the food and someone do desserts.
That would be good.
Someone
Yeah,
do drinks.
to include the local businesses.
Oh.
I know Johnny did the League of Cities.
Okay.
Yeah, Johnny's did that. It was a luau.
Okay.
It was pretty good, except for the drinks.
Yeah, so we can mix it up.
Yeah,
Blue
we had this
Kool-Aid.
really blue Kool-Aid. Just the
Okay.
thought of it.
Okay, so, anyway, Yeah, and we're going to have, that's on the 23rd, so we have a meeting before that, that
Right,
we
on
can,
the
we can get together on, and, let's see, Centennial 25 event preparation. We were just talking about all of that, so.
Yeah.
What
So,
event?
I'm sorry, the Gators play the 23rd, but not till 7 p.m. So
Okay.
if we did lunch, like 11 to 1.
Oh, I
we'll
forgot,
be-
we got to schedule around Gator
Right.
games.
We'll be, then they can
It's a real
stroll from here to Gainesville. All right, okay.
Okay, this event preparation, Centennial 2025, what event preparation are we doing?
Well, I think really our tour of
Yeah.
homes is really going to be our big splash.
And if it's 2024, then it kind of preempts the,
I think,
Well, we could have another one in the spring of 2020.
well, we'll be doing the Mother's Day in the
Right.
spring. So,
right.
yeah.
Right, that would be good. And
I-
we'll just have it themed with, you know, the centennial. But
2025.
the fact that it's historic 100-year-old homes, it's kind of, by definition, it's
Right.
already,
So the thing with the
Highlighting
Centennial
it.
and the Friends at Keystone Heights, which there's a meeting next Tuesday, is every month different organizations are going to sponsor, you know what I mean? Like the Centennial. And so there's gonna be overlap. It's gonna be multiple organizations in a way. So I don't know where we fall out in the year for historic months, or if there's something on the city calendar that's historic related, but whatever it is, maybe we can tailor our calendar. for
well,
the-
everything is just gonna be themed around, you know, whatever, you know, whatever organization or club has something that they would just have it with a nod to the centennial. And we're already doing that by definition.
Right, we
I
do
mean,
that
as a commission,
every.
that's what we do it all the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so that's going to be,
And I guess maybe then we should really say, why don't we say that May is our month? Because if we pick that month, then we can piggyback off of that with our tour of homes.
Okay,
All right?
yeah,
Okay, I'll make a note of that when I put together that list for the friends.
for 2025, yeah.
Correct, for 2025.
So our Mother's Day event that we have been doing, we'll make that our contribution during 2025 for the Centennial.
so are we,
We don't have to plan it now.
so this is going to be an exterior tour of homes?
Yes,
For the-
it's
for the Mother's
walking
Day,
tour,
okay.
Yeah, not the Christmas
Okay.
inside,
Right.
yeah. Okay, we'll do Christmas inside 2024 in December.
But for 2025 too, I think for May tour, we can have people going inside some other one. So we get different people.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a different, I don't know if we want to mix I mean, we can talk about it more, but you know,
Oh, you mean the Mother's Day with
yes,
doing?
yeah, I mean, maybe we should keep them distinct, do you know what I'm saying? So that for branding or identity purposes, do you know what I mean? Anyway, it's something to think about.
Okay.
So, I had another thought that just escaped me, but it was about the centennial in 2025. Oh, the museum might be done by then.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm hoping that we have the museum
And if that's the
done
case-
in 1 year.
Yeah, if that's
1
the
year.
case, we
That
could
could be
use
the
the
event.
museum for the centennial as our.
that would be perfect to have it ready
Yeah.
for, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what they.
That-
Okay.
right.
For sure.
let's do it. Full steam ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But you do realize that this is all preemptive, that they give us the money.
You don't know until you ask,
You know,
right?
if they say no.
Right.
There's not much that's
Exactly.
more important than
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
Me too.
You know, this is, we're talking about the history, you know, preserving the history and giving the community a place to be educated about that.
Right.
I mean, it benefits.
Believe me, I have 30 rough drafts of my introduction
Huh?
to the council. So,
That, yeah, I think it definitely
All right.
warrants the funds. Okay, so any other suggestions? We're at the end here.
Well, this is where, if we have anything for the budget for next year, anybody's ideas, we need to include them now so that she can, and Deirdre can put them in the budget. So I know we talked about a lot of different
We
things.
have last year we had 4,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm gonna propose we have another 8,200. But maybe what we should ask for is 10.
So we're asking, I thought you were asking, how much is the building?
The
Yeah.
building is,
12.
$8,200 dollars.
Oh, I thought it was 12. Oh, okay. 8,200, so.
So I was gonna ask for an increase of, the 8,200 plus our 4,000,
Is,
so
what's that, 12,2?
12,2.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, just round it up, 13, I guess. Because I think, or 82, but sometimes there's extraneous cost involved in, a lot of different things. So-
Taxes.
Yeah. Well, right, but you,
Oh, yeah, because it is a city thing.
yeah, but delivery, I mean, there's always.
No, he told me that was set up. Yeah, it's set up. I went down and met with them. I asked them to give me. Oh, okay, yeah, they're great.
I would just, I would round up to 9 just to cover anything unexpected. We were gonna increase our budget. Yeah, the cost of living, and we were gonna ask for
Right.
5 anyway, the next year. So we could ask
So
for
how much do you want me to go and ask for then?
14.
14. All right, so
Because we-
14,000.
Yes, and that would be 5 for our annual budget, our regular operating, of everything we've done and what we're planning to continue to do, because we're gonna have used all our budget by that point.
Right.
And then 9 for the building, 82 plus.
And so what we're asking for is a one-time increase of $9,000.
Yes.
And then we're also proposing that we have an additional $1,000 on an annual basis.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
We're
I
adding
think
stuff.
that what we've done and what has transpired validates us asking for the increase.
Yeah,
And
we've
then
got some really
obviously
good events.
Yeah, we've done great events, and I think the student event is, really so top-notch, and, I've had people, when I was explaining at the Clay County, because, I'm representing this district, and, when I go to the county level up there, it's kind of like I always want to be promoting what we do here in Keystone, because it's our only little way to have a slice into, what's happening down here. And so I always promote all of our things. But when I was discussing the student event, they were like, oh my gosh, I'll bet that other cities, Green Cove and Orange Park and Middleburg, would love to discuss this with you, meaning our commission, to see how they could implement something like that in their schools. Because, they have heritage commissions, and no one has ever thought of doing something like that. So it's a really good idea, and the kids loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, a lot of that had to do with John.
Well, this next one, it was the Beals had a neighbor whose husband passed away that was into reenactment, and she gave John like 2 tents, an entire encampment set up. So next year he'll do the encampment
Oh,
there
wow.
with a couple tents and have the whole thing to add to it. Plus, we still want to get somebody.
He must have thought it was
that is-
Christmas.
Oh.
He was
Awesome.
He had all of that stuff before in Virginia. He's been doing reenactments for years, and he had to leave it all to move to Florida. And he was just, crushed that he had to leave it. And then, so yeah, he really thought it was Christmas.
It was awesome.
He's like, and this is this, and this is this, and the person was great because everything has to be done the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And so all the little accoutrements, has to sit out there. And so that it'll be even better next year.
Onward and upward.
Yep. Okay, no other suggestions? Next
Think so.
meeting is September 19th. Is that okay with everybody?
Up.
And then the workshop directly afterwards for going through our archives. And LaDonna found a box at her house and brought it over to my house, and so I'll bring that box along with me. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of Heritage Commission things, all the paperwork from the past, but then a few other things that were surprising, so.
Okay, good.
I'll bring that to, because that needs to be wherever we're gonna store it. Okay,
Anything else for the good of the order?
all right, okay, meeting adjourned.